there's not going to be a President Donald Trump. That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen because we're not going to be used. Fear is not going to be something that we're going to. That's going to be what drives our country. We're not going to be scared of Muslims or immigrants or, you know, women.
All right, George Clooney wowing the French press. Let's love him in Cannes. Of course, he's there to, you know, promote any way he can. Money Monster, that's due out today. Of course, a movie that, are you sitting down? Bashes Wall Street. But enough of that. On to a Trump supporter, actor Robert Davi, who has something to say about, I guess, George Clooney having to say that about Donald Trump. What do you think of that?
Well, good afternoon, Neil, and thank you for having me. Look, at Cannes is a wonderful festival. I've been there many times. And you can almost call it the progressive socialist, Marxist, liberal convention of Europe.
I heard them all snickering when they met. You know, they love to snicker at Trump and all. I mean, that's you could put that in there, too. Some of them. French snickering, right? I mean, but go ahead.
Well, I don't know if it's all the French snickering, you know, because...
It could be every nationality. Yeah.
It could be every nationality because it's a worldwide festival, but also I think there are a lot of people that probably, who knows what they were snickering about. I think Trump is, I disagree with George Clooney, and I'll make him a bet to $1,000 to his favorite charity that Donald Trump is going to win the presidency. And not because of fear-mongering, but because of the ineptitude and the lies and the misrepresentation that we find in the current people running for president on the Democratic side.
Now, I know where you're coming from. You've had a great career despite being this thorn in the side of Hollywood. And it hasn't hurt you or your bookings or your roles, which are legendary. But Clooney is more in that Hollywood mainstream, right? Gifted actor, what have you. They love him. There is a sort of parroted effect that's what they all think of Donald Trump.
Well, first off, George Clooney is the elite of Hollywood. He's a terrific actor, director. I applaud some of the humanitarian causes he followed. I disagree with him quite often on some of the political aspect. But he was the nephew of Rosemary Clooney.
Yeah.
His dad had a TV series. So he's Hollywood elite. He's not the proletariat. He didn't grow up, unfortunately, or fortunately, or whatever it is. You know, there is a side of Hollywood, and it's more the below-the-line people. I gave an interview yesterday for a major network, Neil, and I said to them, I bet you the below-the-line people, the cameramen, are going to be for Trump, and most of the above-the-line won't be. Well, exactly when I finished, the guys that were running the camera came to me and says, hey, man, right on. We agree with what you said. And you find that all over the place, and you find that in Europe as well. I just got back from Italy, and there are people there that understand. And it's not the fear-mongering and against women. Those are sound bites that are conveniently said without any nuance in terms of putting America first in a certain way.
But a lot of this, you and I have chatted this before, and I know they're night and day different types of people, but the sort of dismissive attitude Hollywood had, even for one of their own, later on aspiring to the presidency, Ronald Reagan. He was just Hollywood right, and they were Hollywood left. They laughed at him, mocked him. I'm sure if there were such festivals going on back in his day, maybe there were, you know this better than I do, they would have had the same reaction. They all said, you know, even though he's a two-term governor, he was an actor, overrated, he didn't know what he was doing without a script, and said that trees cause more pollution than cars. So they all had a jolly good laugh, and we're all stunned in November 1980.
Yes. Well, they're going to be stunned this year, and I think it's going to be a much bigger win than people expect. I just spoke to a hairdresser who's Persian, my hairdresser. She just got back from Palm Springs. Her daughter is a doctor with an office of 40 people, Persians, Koreans, Hispanics. She told me, while I was sitting in the chair, they're all voting for Trump. She said a major hospital in Palm Springs, all voting for Trump. She's going on and on and on about these people. I think there's going to be a big upswelling, and the more nuanced and the more we get into this, and the more we find out about what happened with Benghazi and emails and the choice America has, I think more and more people are going to want to vote for Donald Trump. And yes, there were festivals in the 80s. Ronald Reagan was looked at as a clown when he said that he wanted to have that Star Wars defense. You remember that? They
got
laughed
the Soviets to the table, didn't it?
And it absolutely did.
Yeah.
And I think the same way we have here with Donald Trump, that we're going to be quite surprised, and I hopefully we'll all be pleased.
You never know. You never know. By the way, I'm amazed you have a Persian hairdresser. I have a guy right around the block here who'll do it for $10. I mean, I know you're a big Hollywood star, but come on. And you cut the change everywhere you can. My friend, it's always good to have you.
Oh, she's great.
All right. I'm good.
She's great. Well, it's great to be here, Neil.
All right. Same here. Have a great weekend.